Ba weep, grog now weep, ninny bong my TF addicts. It is I, TFA 1024, the TF addict here, and today we're coming to you with yet another episode, albeit a very overdue episode, of the Transformers Thought Corner. I am your host, TFA 1024, the TF addict, and with me I have my wonderful co-hosts. Go ahead and introduce ourselves.
Heyo, it's me, Silver Raptor, the guy who usually shows up in these things, co-admin, and so what. Nice to meet you all again, as usual.
And of course I have my lovely lady.
Hi. TFA adjectress, wait for... Dang it, why is this happening? Okay, most of you probably know who I am, who have watched these.
Sweetheart, I think you have an echo.
Yeah, I know I do.
You have your headphones in,
I don't know why it's
right?
happening.
You have your headphones in, right?
Yes. Okay. Point is, y'all know who I am, and I'm still an amateur. I'm still, somewhat in the Cybertron trilogy.
Wait.
Getting through it, though.
You mean Unicron Trilogy?
Yes.
Okay. And we got a special guest. I don't know if he's ever been on a TFTC before. I don't think he has. Have you?
No.
Okay, so yeah, special guest.
Tried it once before, but it didn't work out for me. I was stuck backstage the entire time.
Yeah, because we had a full lobby, unfortunately. Yeah, with StreamYard, you can only have 6 people, so that was kind of the whole reason there, unfortunately.
Rift, it told me 10.
Well, no. I think that's only if you, bought the privilege or whatever for that. I don't know. But anyway, introduce yourself, please.
I am Justin Yates. I am the King's Domain 01 on Instagram. Right now, I'm running custom.
Very cool stuff. And also, I'd like to go ahead and acknowledge our live chat, since that's something I rarely do, and for that, I sincerely apologize. I'm not a professional at this. I'm just an idiot who likes to have fun. Hello to Ultra Shock.
Aren't we all, though?
Well, Are you insulting my woman and my best friend, sir?
No, I'm just saying, aren't we all idiots?
You saved
Wait, he's
yourself
on
this
something.
time. Hello to Ultra Shockwave TF. He asks, "How are we?" I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm fine.
I'm getting over a stupid headache, finally.
Ooh.
That's a killer.
Feel
Just
that.
also ask this question, even though it's not really that type of live stream. What is your favorite character of Transformers? You can't go wrong with Optimus Prime. At least for me, anyway. So, anyone else want to answer that?
You have to get
Sky
more
Gary.
I
specific.
have a favorite.
One at a time. Cyborg?
Sky Gary.
That's it.
What is it with you and Sky Gary?
He just
He's the
likes
best.
the name.
Okay.
Rebecca?
Well, you're gonna have to get more specific. You want me to deduce my favorite Autobot and Decepticon? Because then
It
I
just
can
says
do it.
Transformers character. It doesn't matter. Autobot, Decepticon, Predacon, Maximal.
Fine. Hot Rod.
All right, there you go. Justin?
I don't have one.
That's fair. Okay. Anyway.
Should have chose that as my answer.
So welcome to...
I like them all equally.
This is the part where I do the thing. Sorry. So welcome to TFTC, otherwise known as the Transformers Thought Corner. Credit to my good buddy TFanpage101 for helping with the name. We're going to try to make this a legitimate podcast at some point in the future. I just need to figure out how to do that with mobile devices such as tablets and phones. I have a future one in the works that I want to call the Comlink, if that's not already taken. But if you guys are interested in that, please let me know your interest down in the comment section or live chat down below. If you have not seen any of the War for Cybertron trilogy whatsoever, I strongly recommend to go check that out right now, or, avoid this stream like the plague, because I can... Let me just go ahead and... There you go. Because spoilers will be in this entire episode. the trilogy's been out for quite some time. Kingdom's only been out for about a week, which I think is honestly enough time for people to go and watch it. Hopefully,
unless they don't have Netflix.
Well,
That's what illegal streaming sites are for.
There's other I don't promote that, but I mean, there are other sites out there that do have it, but I don't promote that. But you know, whatever. Who doesn't illegally stream something? I mean, for God's sake. But anyway, yeah. So spoilers galore. If you have not seen any of the War for Cybertron trilogy on Netflix, created by Rooster Teeth Animations, Polygon, and the very talented F.J. DeSanto, along with his crew of voice actors and such. Yeah, please avoid this stream right now, and also avoid watching the video because spoilers.
You have been warned.
This is your warning. If I hear any pitching in the comment section, swear to God, I will throw a tomato at your face. Anyway, so the episode is going down. What we're going to be talking about is the Kingdom, the War for Cybertron trilogy, and also the future of the Transformers franchise, considering that Kingdom has left off on a very interesting note that opens a world of many, many questions.
Quick question.
Yes.
If I push the chat button, it won't kick me out, will it? I just want to see
No,
what
you can
everyone's
see the
saying.
chat. I'm pretty sure. Speaking of chat, we have a question, but I'm going to just not acknowledge that one right now. So yeah, first off, first initial thoughts on their first viewing of Kingdom. I'd like to just start this off real brief. I personally was going in there with like some pretty low expectations, considering it's kind of been like a rinse and repeat for Siege and Earthrise. But I got to say, I came out pretty pleased with it. Actually, I was not expecting it to be as good as it was. There were definitely a lot of shock value moments, and then there were some emotional moments, which I was like, oh, we're actually doing this. Okay. And then just some moments that either, kind of made me chuckle or snicker or, just made me smile like an absolute idiot. But I gotta say, Kingdom was strong. It was really strong. Yeah, I mean, it felt like it was a very nice blend of elements from this new universe mixed with elements of Beast Wars. So yeah, I think they did a fine job. Anyway, yeah, Cyborg, what were your first thoughts?
You kind of hit on the nail. Like same, I had low expectations. Like I didn't watch it day one. I watched it like a little bit after, and yeah, I guess of the three, it's probably the most enjoyable. Like I'm not saying it's good, but like it was fun. It was more fun than the other two. And yeah, they hit some characters well on the like they hit them right on the head with the character, but others they kind of screwed up on, which we'll probably talk about more, obviously. Yeah, some characters developed more than I thought they would, and for good, and some developed terribly, and that sucked. But overall, yeah, it was an interesting experience. It was fun, especially when you were coming in expecting like, well, boy, I bet this could be trash, but it wasn't bad trash.
No, it was like the fresh garbage you take out on like garbage night, where it's not too ripe, but it's not too weak either.
Absolutely.
Rebecca?
Well, honestly, it was really good. Considering that I only have very little experience with Beast Wars and Beast Machines.
Yeah, Beast Machines, at least as far as animation goes, you're dodging a bullet, but for story, it's still a legit story. Cyborg cried.
Yeah, I did.
I mean, I'm down to cry too. Because I am very
I
emotional.
did it, and I did with the one scene where they had the spirits of Elite One and those guys who were pretty much killed.
Oh God, I cried during that so bad.
Spoilers this soon, but hey, why not?
Yeah, I cried for that so bad.
I was hoping
Anyway.
they would live.
Yeah,
Me too.
but we'll get more into
Seeing
that.
Alita just like complete stab in my heart.
I saw that. I'm like, what the fuck? They died?
We're getting a little ahead, but we'll get into that in a moment. Like I said, right now we're just kind of talking initial thoughts. But yeah, Rebecca, you were saying
It was good. Like I kind of had slightly low expectations, like you, like Cyborg. But I was satisfied.
Not me. I want more.
Justin, wait your turn. But I feel you. That it for you, sweetheart?
Yep, it's me.
All right, Justin, now it's your turn.
That was pretty good. The first episode was slow, but then again, they had to explain everything that was going on, and then after that, it was just nonstop action.
Yeah, they didn't even really explain anything in the beginning. They just kind of expect you to be like, "Oh, this is what's happening." Here
There's a lot of arguing and shit going on too. Primal was kind of a dick at first.
Wait, what?
I said Primal was kind of a dick at first. When they introduced him, the way he was acting, was kind of a dick about everything.
I mean, there's an explanation for that, but obviously, we're going to discuss that. So yeah, I guess we'll just go ahead and start the review here. I'm not going to do what I normally do and talk about things scene by scene. I'll touch on it and just for context sake, but yeah, the opening to the series was very interesting. Just kind of basically seeing the Nemesis just crash land, like how the Dark Side and the Axelon crash landed on Earth. Kind of a nice little reference to Beast Wars, which is neat. But at the same time, when Earthrise ended and we saw the Fortune blow up, we didn't really know if it was just like an explosion or if it was like a trans-dimensional explosion. So I feel like they could have done something a little more, but they didn't. And I feel like that was a missed opportunity because it's like they shouldn't have just like opened like that and expect you to know what's going to happen. Like, yes, okay, the theme of the show, the title of the show should have been obvious. We're going to Beast Wars territory. But at the same time, it just kind of left you like, so how did they get here? Because it makes no sense. I mean, anyone else agree with me on that or no?
Yeah, it was a little slow.
I thought it was fine. So, I mean, it's because especially for those who don't know Beast Wars.
Well, being experience with Beast Wars, seriously, I felt that was okay. But at the same time, it's like, okay, yeah, they crash landed on Earth and they're trying to get their bearings, but you don't have to take up a whole 15 minutes just to do that.
I never saw Beast Wars until 2015.
I remember seeing Beast Wars roughly when I was an early teenager, because then that's when people were talking about G1, and I was like, what the hell is G1? So, I kind of get a sense of that. I will say, the way that they introduced the Maximals and the Predacons was very interesting.
That was cool.
I kind of like that,
actually.
Yeah, the first one was Rat Trap.
That was a really unique take on the introduction. I mean, I kind of like the little homage to Cyberverse, where it's like we see Cheetor on the on Teletran's monitor, kind of like how it is in Cyberverse, and Bumblebee immediately points out Cheetor, and then all of a sudden they just show up inside the Ark. I thought that was really cool. I feel like some of the voice actors, and this is a main thing that a lot of people really say, is that the voice actors for some of the characters honestly should have been switched. When listening to some of the Maximals speak, I think Optimus Primal was fine. I'm glad that despite the fact that they decided to use the one clip in that one little promo, where it's like, my name is Optimus Primal, we're from the future. I'm like, that can't be how you actually sound. I'm glad and I'm very relieved that he actually sounds a little bit better compared to that line. He actually feels like Optimus Primal in a sense. It's no Gary Chalk. And as much as people want Gary Chalk and David Kaye and Scott McNeil and, it's just it's not going to happen, especially considering that Rooster Teeth is not a like multi-million-dollar company. They're pretty low budget, so got to understand that you're not going to get the voice actors you always want, and that's another reason why I kind of defend the whole thing with Ron Perlman being Optimus Primal and Rise of the Beasts. Maybe Gary Chalk will cameo as a human. He did it in Sonic, but you know, I mean, you can't expect your childhood voice actors to come back. So
Not all the time.
especially with non-union actors.
Wait, what scene was it in Sonic?
he was just some army general looking dude, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I think the introduction for the Maximals was very cool. I like to see the Autobots and them clash, and obviously since this is supposedly a different timeline, I guess it's not just Maximals versus Predacons, it's also other forces out there, which we will talk about later. Ooh. It was very interesting to see them clash like that. It was very weird, but very cool at the same time. I appreciate the fact that they incorporated, you know, maximize into the Maximals. I found it kind of stupid at the same time, but like, I guess that's their battle cry.
Does that mean transform?
I love that so much.
That's funny because like that is like it's kind of like a '90s thing. It's like, is it doing it now? It's kind of like, boy, that's kind of cringy, and I'm glad they kind of pull it out.
I'm disappointed. I mean, it's kind of a dumb complaint, but I'm disappointed the Predacons didn't say, you know, terrorize, not even once.
Do they not?
They didn't?
Maximize, but you don't say terrorize. Like, come on.
Boo.
Speaking of the Predacons, what was up with Scorponok just being in like an army?
Don't get me started.
Same.
That was such a stupid show. Like, I get it. Okay, you do that, but you're treating Megatrons and not G1 Megatron. You're treating, I'm just going to use his comic name, Galvar, as you know, like, you're treating Scorponok, Galvar's second in command, as just a drone. Scorponok is literally the second in command of the Predacons in the Predacons continuity. It's
I thought that was
disappointment and so disrespectful to that character. You gave him no character. You
gave him no lines.
Beast Wars Scorponok. Here's Beast Wars Scorponok. But guess what? He's a Viacon because we need something for the Maximals and Autobots to kill. It's so stupid.
I was actually literally expecting to see Tarantulas and some of the other Predacons.
You know, something else that bugs me too is like, despite the fact that I started to grow on Megatron, Beast Megatron's voice, he sounds very similar to Scorponok.
He does?
The way that he speaks and the way that he behaves, like character-wise, Beast Wars Megatron in this continuity reminds me a lot of Beast Wars Scorponok. It's weird too, because it's like Megatron in Beast Wars was like his own character. He was so cunning and conniving, and like he was such more intimidating and threatening. But in this, he's just a simp for Megatron.
Yep. He was so wasted.
And it's like, why? Like, I get it. You're looking at essentially
wasted potential.
You know, but like, you couldn't have done something similar to like with Primal and Optimus. You had to just, okay, Megatron's gay for Megatron. Cool. That's his character. Like,
I do appreciate how Megatron, and I do mean our Megatron, said you got to do something about that name.
That was such a perfect opportunity to incorporate the comic name Galvar, but they didn't even. You know, I also liked it how he was like, you know, there can only be one Megatron, and it kind of, I don't know, in my head I was thinking the whole Highlander thing, like, there can only be one. Which I think is funny.
And then you have it with the Autobots and Maximals. Like, you know, say Optimus. What?
Mm-hmm.
That was good.
I thought that was great. I was hoping for something like that to happen because that was legitimately funny. But yeah, I like the introduction. I like the introduction about the Maximals. Like, it was interesting to see them kind of like battle, like their, I guess you could say their counterparts in a sense. Like you have Hound facing off against Rhinox, you have Primal going up against Prime, and
Bumblebee going up against Cheetor.
Bumblebee going against Cheetor, and who went up against Tigatron? Does anyone remember, or was it also?
I want to say Cup for some reason.
Or was it RC?
No, I
think
went
it was
against
RC.
Rat Trap. I went up against Rat Trap, I think.
Huh.
Dang. Probably should have done like
Oh,
like
wow,
a refresher.
That whole thing with RC and Rat Trap makes a lot of sense because spoilers for Beast Wars for you, Rebecca. RC is Rat Trap's aunt.
Cool.
Yeah, he even talks about it a couple
He says
of
it like
times.
in one episode, and after that, it's just like everyone kind of was like, "How does that work?" That's what I want to know. Like, who would be the uncle? How does? I mean, maybe it was just like a joke or something. I don't know. I just think it's funny because it's like the
Who knows?
Autobots and Decepticons are clearly descendants. Yeah, because the Maximals and the Predacons are ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
Or am I
And
getting
yet
that
they
wrong?
come from the future?
No, wait. I think I got that wrong.
No, the Autobots, Decepticons are the ancestors. Maximals and Predacons are the descendants.
Yeah, I got that messed up. That's what I meant. But yeah, it kind of makes sense because in a way they are related. So, but yeah, I think that was pretty interesting. I like that too. The one thing I kind of don't like as well, and it was expected in this universe, was the transformation noise was just the exact same for the Maximals and Predacons. Like, it was so weird hearing that noise come from those designs for some reason for me. Like, I was hoping they would have, like, dug out the original sound effects from Beast Wars, just for the transformations at least, but, like, just hearing that coming from that, it was just so freaking weird. And I'm also disappointed as well, because it's like, well, we got the full Maximal cast, we only got, like, 4 Predacons. Not even 4. We only got like 3. I can't even count Scorponok.
And 2 of them are notorious for changing sides.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I mean, that is weird, right? I mean, I guess they mentioned it in the show, like, Optimus Primal, you killed my forces, you asshole. But like, I don't know, like, I show me the Pteranodon, show me the Wasp, show me the Bug.
Yeah,
Where's Tarantulas?
Yes.
That's what I said. What the hell is Tarantulas, Waspinator, and Pterosaur?
I mean, I guess, like, if you don't get a toy, you don't get a spot on the show. Sorry, Waspinator, you get a toy, but you don't get a spot yet. Sorry. Whoopsie.
That reminds me, what wave is Waspinator supposed to be in?
Well, Waspinator he did get a toy, but
it's like not out yet. It's like it was like kind of like just recently
it's like
revealed.
Wave 4. It's not.
Yeah. But one of my first thoughts when Preps with 1 was I love that Optimus Prime's first thought when he sees these animals on his bridge is to shoot them. Take care of that. And also my first thought was like, boy, this rhino is 20 feet tall. These are large animals fighting the Autobots. Like if a person was there, like this rat would be the size of a dog. That'd be terrifying. Kind of my thought of like that's kind of wondering like if they're gonna do that in the movie too is like because that's the whole thing is that the Maximals are tiny against the Transformers because it makes sense with scale, and of course I think I prefer the scale though of like Optimus and Optimus Primal being head to head like
yeah it was definitely an interesting shift, all things considered, from the original source material. How in Beast Wars the G1 characters are like gigantic, and then the Beast Wars characters are like super insignificant.
Which make sense because a gorilla size. I mean, I guess not. The Optimus and like the Autobots shouldn't have been that large. In the
yeah.
But still, like it makes sense. Like these are kind of smaller characters, scale wise.
That's true.
Because they're so humans, you don't have to worry about that for the show, which is good.
Yeah.
It was just something that I always thought I was like, boy, these things scale wise would be really wacky.
I actually like the scale in this though. Like I think
same.
Really
I'll take that. I'll take the having them all the same size over.
And I feel like
logic.
this is going to give us a taste of what Rise of the Beast has in store.
That's what I'm thinking too. I'm like, I don't mind a giant robot rhino going down the street. If it means that you can be next to like Mirage and not look insignificant.
Yeah.
There was something I heard while I was watching a video last week. There was something that first said that made a lot of sense that I think that not a whole lot of people notice is that remember how in Beast Wars, or besides the Maximals and Predacons, there were other creatures, including the Neanderthals walking around?
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice that there wasn't a single other creature besides Predacons and Maximals? Like,
you might need to elaborate.
there were, besides the Predacons and Maximals, there weren't any actual living creatures running around.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's probably because like we don't want to really point down like where time frame is, because like at the end of Earthrise, it made it seem like they were hitting the Mesozoic era, dinosaurs and shit. But it wouldn't make sense with the gorilla to be there. So I think they just didn't want to have a specific answer and just be like, "Oh, it's the past. Don't worry about it. Don't think too hard."
It was kind of cool to see how barren the Earth was, though.
Yeah.
At least in that universe.
I was afraid because this whole show was all about robots and metal, and we can animate that forever because these. Thinking about like animating animals, I'm like, I hope this show did it good. And I think the Maximals, they were fine, but the dinosaurs, they did that great.
Yeah,
the animation for T-Rex and the Raptor were perfect.
I really think they nailed the beast modes for Megatron and Dinobot. I think they did a fantastic job.
I kind of think Primal's gorilla form was a bit uncanny, but it's hard to make a gorilla look good.
Yeah,
the animation budget they have. And also, I don't know why I'm not a fan of the red eyes for Cheetor. Is that normal? I don't remember.
No, he's supposed to have like green eyes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It looked weird. It looked like he was gonna kill someone every time.
Yeah.
Also, like when it comes to like these voices, at least like Rat Trap had his accent. At least they tried.
I was pleasantly surprised to know that the same guy, Frank Totoro, who was doing Starscream, was his voice actor.
At least we know, which is funny because at this point he's pretty much one of the only few people in this cast that knows who he's voicing.
Yeah,
because he voicing Starscream, he knows what Starscream sounds like, and I guess this Rat Trap, he knows what he's doing with that too. I don't know how why not the voice director can do that with everyone, but at least that means
I was waiting for the credits until I saw the voice director, and I just mentally in my head I was like, you don't know what you're doing.
I think the reason why
director, but don't have the characters speak so slow.
Did they fix that? I guess they did fix that with this.
They fixed it with a few characters, but other than that, a majority of the cast was still doing that.
A lot of the Beast Wars characters didn't have that, huh? That's good.
No,
thank God. I didn't think about that.
Maybe it's an Autobot thing. Maybe it's a Decepticon thing.
Yeah, after millions of years of war,
fine, I guess.
Autobots and Decepticons gone, they just fixed it. Thank God.
Yeah.
I think it's because since he already voiced Starscream, it was pretty much easy to voice another rodent.
Gotta acknowledge the live chat for a minute here. Let's see. Nacho Prime. I'm gonna share your thoughts on this. All the Predacons got disrespected. Megatron speaks for himself. He absolutely does. Scorponok functioned as Viacons essentially. Yes, he fucking did, and I hate it. Tarantulas, Waspinator, and Pterosaur didn't even show up. Black Arachnia was pretty good.
No, that was
this
bullshit.
I 100% agree with. Also, you're missing Inferno, but other than that, yeah.
Loved your icon, dude.
Yeah, that's something I really want to talk about in that first episode was Black Arachnia's introduction. Nailed it. Absolutely nailed the introduction.
Yeah, hell. Even everything they added to her was great, too.
The only thing I hated is that they didn't show her transformation.
Yeah.
It's kind
she
of
not?
hard to
I
go
guess
from
so.
such a organic form to a robotic form like that. But yeah, I think there were a couple times you actually do see it, but they just like really cheated it. But
Big
they
fan of the game
killed
windows.
her character, and whoever, I think her name was, I forget her actual voice actor's name, but whoever did her voice was eerily close to Venus Tezzero. Like, very close. They captured her essence, like, perfectly. I will admit, though, whenever Starscream was kind of gawking at her and the way that she said "what," I was like, that's not how it's supposed to be said. Like, it didn't sound right. It just sounded weird. She's like, "What?" And then she's like, you know, it's like, nothing to say now that you have an audience. It's like that "what" should have been redone. Like, it should have been "what?" Nothing to say that you have an audience now. It's just, it was weird. But I absolutely loved her character. I am very, very, very happy and also kind of disappointed that, hey, we got one spider. We didn't get both on screen, but whatever. Black Arachnia was absolutely great in this. I kind of feel like if they added Tarantulas, it'd be a little bit more complex among the whole switching side story of these treacherous characters thing. But, you know, if they can do it with one, hopefully if they do another cartoon, they introduce him, maybe they'll do it better if they do it at all. But, you know, Hasbro, you know I love you, but give me my goddamn Tarantulas already. I don't know. Anyone thoughts on Black Arachnia?
Yeah, Black Arachnia was great. I love all the gay innuendos. I think it's great. I love it. It's hilarious. I also like that when she was like, you know, getting all spooked with all the crazy forest that she sees a wolf. Like, oh, you know, because if you're
I
just
am
listening,
a
you know what it is.
dumbass for not catching that. Okay, again, I was in a TFIA stream recording, and we actually talked about that, and someone mentioned that, and they said that, oh yeah, it was cool that she saw a wolf, and it's like, you know, oh, it's supposed to be Silverbolt. For some reason, I didn't put that together.
Really?
I
That was my
did.
first thought.
Me too.
I was like, wait, why a wolf? It's like, I remember.
I was disappointed that it wasn't like a fuser, like half wolf, half eagle, like he's supposed to be.
That's kind of what I was going for, because I was like, wait, why is it? Because it should. Just for some reason, I couldn't think of it. I don't know why.
TF noob, so lost.
But yeah, that is a nice little reference to Beast Wars Silverbolt.
For those who are noobs, I won't say who. Silverbolt is Black Arachnia's love interest in Beast Wars, who was a wolf hawk thing, and he was really cool.
He was also a simp.
But it's okay. But it's different now because now she loves the same team, and it's great.
He was also like had a knight-esque type of going on where honor.
Reminds me of Thunderhell.
Kind
Yeah.
of imagining with wings.
Yeah. He was also like a
My
romantic.
thoughts on Black Arachnia are I think she might be the descendant of Starscream.
That'd be an interesting fan theory.
I mean, the way she was talking to Starscream about them being very similar in certain ways, and the way they were acting, and Starscream's kind of seemed like he might have figured that out too.
In this universe, I would not put it, you know, I wouldn't put that against anything at all. I think, honestly, that would probably make a lot of sense. Because, you know, again, new universe, anything can happen. Anything goes, really.
Also, I think Starscream kind of started to get the thing for Black Arachnia, the way he was looking at her.
Hey, man, you're into what you're into.
Mhm.
I also...
And if Jet wants to be into a spider, so be it.
I want to piggyback off of what CYBORG said, even though it's for a later episode, but I absolutely love the progression that is being displayed in modern media. I honestly thought when I first saw that scene with Black Arachnia and Air Razor, I was like, oh, that's a little reference to when Rat Trap kissed Rhinox on the cheek in Beast Wars. But yeah, there's a scene in one of the Beast Wars episodes where, you know, Rhinox saves Rat Trap and he just goes, my hero, and just kisses him on the cheek, and then, you know, Rhinox just drops him and he just goes, oh, get down. It's funny.
Yeah, but that's comedic. This is different because we
Yeah, I
live
know. This
in
is
a fucking modern age,
definitely
baby.
a different tone there. So I guess it is officially canon, and according to May Cat as well, writer of Cyberverse, and I guess this show, yeah, Black Arachnia is a lesbian or bi.
Rad.
Either one. It's neat.
Hell yeah.
I like it. I'm okay with it. It's subtle, but it's there. But yeah, I'm trying to like reminisce a lot of the first episode, but I guess there's not really much else to say other than
I mean, I guess we can talk about in detail like how much they changed. I guess you mentioned it a lot earlier, but like Megatron, Beast Wars Megatron.
yeah.
Yeah, they totally ruined that character.
They
Like,
absolutely destroyed that character, and it pisses me off. But at the same
like,
time,
I hated his voice.
They didn't even ease into it. Like if you know Beast Wars, then you're totally
They
like,
didn't
ooh,
do
that's rough.
justice at all.
Yeah,
No,
because
no,
Megatron,
don't.
Beast Wars Megatron would totally like. Oh my god, like that's what I was excited about because I wanted to see like, because an actual Beast Wars Megatron would totally be like yeah, I respect you, but I'm also Megatron, and I'm gonna try to lead as well, and I'm not gonna suck up. Maybe for once or so, but
it would have been a
this is my
neat
ship,
dynamic if they went around the route of like Robots in Disguise 2015 with like Optimus and Bumblebee colliding in terms of leadership in like the second season.
Mm-hmm.
And it would have been neat to see that kind of reflect on Beast Wars Megatron and Megatron in this universe. But the way that they really portrayed him in this specific universe is absolutely disgusting. Even the yes part, whenever he actually said it, I was like, okay, you did it, but you did it terribly. Like, where's the flow? Where's the personality? It's just like saying yes. You got to go yes. Even then,
I'm sure this guy, whoever recorded it, I'm sure he was, he just wanted to do his own take, and probably just did what he thought was all right. I bet some of these actors don't even care about Transformers and just like, all right, I have the script, I'm gonna get paid, let's do this.
I don't care what the reason is. You don't fuck that up.
Well, I don't think he cares.
Clearly.
Either that or the voice director's doing a terrible job.
Like he wasn't already?
Exactly.
And I try so hard to not be that critical, but like with this show, you get tired of everyone speaking so goddamn slow.
Oh man, there's another comment from Nacho Prime that I think we should address.
Oh, I will in a minute. Since we're talking about Megatron, how about we talk about the other dinosaur? How about we talk about Dinobot? How he was portrayed?
He was awesome.
I think he's all right. Like another like okay representation.
It was a lot different from the Beast Wars version. Like right off the bat, he wanted to switch sides.
When you have like 6 episodes, because original Beast Wars Dinobot has a plethora of like 30 episodes to get his character out. When you had to do it in 6, and technically by this show 3, because he dies midway through.
That sucked. That hurt.
Yeah, you probably have to be like, look, we have to shove so much character and history behind this guy.
And don't worry, you don't have to worry about spoiling that for me because I already know.
Yeah, she saw the Watch Mojo video.
Yep. I didn't understand exactly what the hell was going on because I was still a Transformers noob, like more than I am now. And what?
True. I was quoting Dinobot.
Oh. Then, like this guy on Instagram, he comments me, "You are obsolete, Dinobot." I had no idea what he was talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, he eventually told me, but he didn't. But I already know what happens. I just don't know how it happens.
I kind of wish they would have done the original speech based on his original death, just because tell my tale, tell it true, let me be judged accordingly.
But they did what they had to do. They did what they did, and what they had to do, and they worked with it.
I forget the exact quote, but I think it was something like along the lines of the wrong as well as the good, and let the rest be silence.
I kind of like it. his dying moments, he where they're like, "Oh, would I have been a good Maximal?"
I've made a good
Primal's all like, "No."
No.
Which is funny
That's what
because
you
he
tell
totally
someone
would have
who's
been.
dying. Hey, would I have been as good as? Oh goddamn, I can't speak. Would I have been good at this? No. Oh.
No. But I think, yeah, I enjoy that actually because it's
That was
very
a
much
nice
like
little reference. I like that. I
Yeah.
mean, clearly we knew originally Beast Wars Dinobot was already a Maximal, but I like in this universe that he actually had like some doubt or he had some like questioning about his own loyalty from the get-go. So I think they handled him really well. I know a lot of people don't like his voice, but I kind of like it. Like when I look at Dinobot, yes, of course you have the Shakespearean type of. That seems to be a thing with the dinosaurs. Megatron and Dinobot in the original Beast Wars. He has like a Shakespearean thing. But anyway,
I liked it.
when you think of that and you put it to this, obviously it doesn't hold up. But with this voice, and I look at that design, I can't help but think of that type of voice coming out of him. Like I don't think Shakespearean. I think of like tough, lone wolf kind of guy. Complicated. He just sounds a lot better than what he used to sound like. At least for this modern era, I think he sounds great.
Me too.
It was very
It's fine.
interesting to see their protoforms. Was not
yeah,
expecting that.
and they did it in the silhouette way. I think that's kind of fun too.
It's a nice little reference to the original.
Well, I
That was
also
very
like
interesting.
that whole like background, of these characters of Maximals and Predacons. I like that in this one. It's not too far distant future, I assume. Like, because like in the original Beast Wars, it's so far in the future that the events of G1 have like no relevance. So,
Yeah.
but in this one, it very much the whole idea of what happened in the first season causes the Beast Wars way later down the line. So I kind of like that of like there's more of a connection. Like it's because what happened in Siege is how our future's so fucked.
Considering that you've also been, or you have watched, Godzilla Singular Point, obviously you love the time travel stuff.
Oh yeah, and also it's great to understand that because Godzilla Singular Point's show was really hard to explain. That was rough. This like when I watched this, I had a few questions at first, but as the show kept going on, I'm like, okay, no, it makes sense. Especially when they throw it in, the fifth faction of this show showing up. It's like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like this one. Like the time travel
They
isn't too
handled it really
wacky
well.
dacky.
They
In
handled
most
the whole
shows.
time travel aspect really, really well in this. I will give it that.
I think it's fine.
They did a fantastic job. I'm trying to think of like other characters. Still kind of piggybacking off the whole voice concept. Cheetor's voice sounds okay. I mean, it's no original voice actor, but it's not
Too bad it doesn't
bad
really
either.
say anything.
But Tigatron, oh god, what did they do?
They barely got any fucking screen time. That's what they did, those bastards.
Yeah.
That voice for Tigatron was, I don't like it.
I mean, yeah, it sucked, but at least like we didn't experience him much. He talked a bit in the first episode, and then he was
No, but
practically
like, every time he spoke, I cringed kind of. Like I hear that voice, I'm like, that's not what Tigatron sounds like.
By season 3, I knew that was going to be the case, especially when they
I
heard
did
your
too,
first
but at
Optimus
the same
Prime.
time,
I was like,
it didn't take any enjoyment away from me, but like, I still would have wished they would have gotten at least a good idea of what his voice would. Again, different universe, different take. I respect the change, but at the same time, it doesn't mean I have to like it. It just sounded
I don't. I
awful.
disrespected the hell out of it.
Like maybe and a lot of people say this, maybe if like Dinobot and Tigatron's voices were switched, it might have worked a little better. But even then, it's not good by that much. I think Rhinox's voice was pretty good too. It's no Richard Newman, but I just kind of imagine Rhinox being the muscle, obviously, because that's what he was. So, yeah, I think that was pretty cool. I like that.
I like the joke about him being smart and taking a little muscle to get things working.
Yeah, I like to see him team up with like Ratchet and Wheeljack. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that was a bit of a shame. Like, man, my favorite Max was Rhinox, and he doesn't even show up often. That sucks. I liked his Rhino. Actually, his Rhino design was kind of cool.
Yeah, his Rhino looks great.
Yeah, that's a shame.
See his chain guns of doom. Can you imagine if we could see that?
That'd be great. It'd be great to see him fight. Oh wait.
Yeah. Oh no, he was stuck in the arc, just like Wheeljack and Ratchet.
This comment from the Boyo makes a good point. This isn't even that was one of my first thoughts too.
Yeah, I'll actually address that. Yeah, you know what? Hold on. Actually, I want to acknowledge the live chat more often. That's something I want to improve upon. So yeah, let's talk about this real brief. So once again, from Nacho Prime, I hate how pretty much every Autobot besides Optimus and Bumblebee were background characters. Prowl, Ironhide, Sideswipe, and Hound did nothing the entire trilogy.
Duh.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
Yeah, when you introduce a whole season, every season has new characters, and someone has to be sidelined. And I mean, fuck it. I mean, I'm sorry. That sucks that a lot of the Autobots get sidelined with besides like your main dudes, a Bumblebee and Optimus. You gotta do some sacrifices. It's a shame. I mean, if anything, I think Ironhide now needs more relevance in shows, only because like he's been sidelined so many times. When you make a whole new character like Bulkhead or someone else,
for real.
It's a shame because like he was barely in it in any of the seasons.
I mean, what was he known for? He flew the Ark.
He sounded young. That's I think
sounded
that's
like
all
Rick Sanchez.
Say this Sideswipe. Like, yeah, all these characters. Hound was known as he sounded kind of. He tried to do a what's the guy who voiced in the movies? Shit. John Goodman. He tried to do a John Goodman impression. Good job, Hound.
Yeah.
Kyle almost died. He almost exploded, but he didn't. Or something like that. I don't remember.
Oh man, like if I made bring another comment into relevance, talking about Sideswipe, name drop his brother, completely hitting me with feels, completely out of nowhere. You don't even bother making a character model for him. What the hell?
I guess we're skipping. Yeah, that pissed me off too. I don't care if it would have been a yellow Sideswipe model. What the hell?
They don't have a model where Bumblebee transforms. You think they're gonna make a whole one for Sunstreaker?
Show him.
They're not gonna do it for Sunstreaker. It's good. It's a one-off scene for a second. They're not gonna make a whole new model for this one scene.
Oh, but they bring back Alpha Trion, and he had no.
Because they had a model for him. That's easy.
Yeah, they had a model for.
Their Bumblebee doesn't even transform. In the show Transformers, Bumblebee doesn't change shape. You think they're gonna make Sunstreaker? Nah.
They could have done it. They could have just given us like a little side glimpse of a yellow Sideswipe, and I would have been okay with that. You do not name drop an iconic Lambo twin like that and just brush it aside. That's not okay.
I just hate how they just completely just stabbed me right in my heart with that. Like, I did not need those kind of feels in my life at that time.
He hasn't been in anything from the cartoon since 1984. He hasn't been in anything. Where is he?
I miss him. I don't even know and I don't even know his character from G1 yet.
Where's the cartoon?
Other than the fact he's a sociopath.
Like, I love obscure characters, and I know Sunstreaker isn't that obscure, but like among the many millions of characters in Transformers lore, and granted his popularity, he's still pretty not, popular. Again, he hasn't been in anything since 1984, since Generation 1. Even then, he didn't really do much, but hey, he was there. It's like, I would love to see Sunstreaker in modern media.
Mirage didn't do much either.
But yeah, that...
Oh yeah, he was there.
Oh my god, that fucking...
One thing they did was steal somebody else's
motherfuckers. Thank you for your comment, Despoil.
Also, one thing I saw in the comments, it was like very earlier on, just a small side comment of where is it?
This one.
Nacho Prime mentioned Nacho Prime mentioned the VOC, and I don't think Hasbro will ever use the VOC ever again because it's such a strange and obscure way to do origin stories. It's so out there, and since they've now kind of established a universe that I think the VOC will probably, odds are, will never show up unless it's going to be like an Easter egg or a side thing. The VOC were cool, yeah, but like that's something that I think Hasbro are going to avoid.
I mean, they were terrifying, but they were still.
Yeah, they looked cool. They looked crazy, like giant chimp skulls with tentacles. But
almost
wow.
like
I think
I am more lost than ever.
Weird.
Almost like pre-Quintessons or after
Yeah.
post-Quintessons rather.
I think it's just so obscure, especially as a very like '90s concept of like villains. That it's as cool as they were, the design and their idea of them. Which I'm very faint on them. So they are like they're just super like extra dimensional beings, right? Like they're so smart they have no physical forms.
We were above existence in corporeal form.
Yeah, and they did they create the Earth or the second moon or something like that? Oh, they made Tigerhawk. They did do that. Yeah, Tigerhawk was like a like herald of the Vok. Overall, like it's such a out there concept for that one show that you probably will not be seeing them in modern era. But they are cool though.
They are very cool. Nacho Prime also gives us another comment a little earlier. If the Allspark never reached Cybertron and everyone was dead, how did the Beast Wars characters even come to exist? That didn't make any sense.
I guess you can explain that off as like I'm sure they made some kind of we made a pseudo energon that can keep us alive, for now. Like because in some continuities they explained it as because the Maximals and Predacons were so small compared to the Autobots and Decepticons, they were more energy sufficient, and so they can last longer. Because they're technically Macromasters. And that was their whole point, is that they're energy efficient.
Cool.
Since in this show they're all the same size. I assume this is all just my theory, is that they probably made a pseudo energon. Because I think even like, for instance, the live action movies, there's some kind of extra material that mentions that the humans in the U.S. like they make a synthetic energon for the Autobots. That's why they can just keep on going.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's why I know. So like the liquids are different colors as the movies continue, because it's not energon really anymore.
So then I guess that explains why it's green. But
yeah.
Why? So I guess energon is just red for Cybertronians.
I don't know. Like energon's blue, I think, because like the first movie, they're straight up. You can show that they see that there is energon in it, like Black House bleeding blue. But I think as the show comes on,
like whenever Crowbar gets
he's viewing green one. I guess I think that's
blood, and then Sentinel has like blood coming out of his head, and then Megatron just explodes blood as soon as his head's ripped off.
Yeah, which I see. Like either you can probably explain it as other oils, or again it could be synthetic stuff, because the Autobots have one synthetic oil, but the Decepticons could have made a cruder, weirder form. We're off topic. Anyway, I guess like to answer your question, your odds are it doesn't make sense, but I'm sure if someone really wants to, they can write around that.
Time travel is weird.
Yeah,
just a bunch of wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff.
I mean, who knows? In this timeline, there's a higher force at work on Cybertron. So
speaking of,
maybe they provide energon for those who survive.
To address a very important scene in the very first episode. Megatron apparently has PTSD in Future Vision.
Oh yeah.
I completely forgot about that. I love that.
I just thought that was related to him, wearing the Matrix, and the Matrix, was basically resisting him.
Yeah, that was really well done. I absolutely love that, and I love that we get more Unicron, and I think they handled him really well. I think the voice actor did a fantastic job. It's no Orson Welles, but it's still a damn good Unicron.
Right? Yeah. I mean, there's nothing. It's nothing crazy, but when you get someone just to do a deep voice and some menacing, you got it. Hooray!
So I think that was really cool.
Yeah, and like the whole thing with Unicron and his heralds in this show, super cool, super sick.
Can I just talk about how small the golden disc is?
Sure. I mean, is this? I guess it's normal size, isn't it? They're all fitting in their hands.
I mean, when Predacon Megatron, if we can call him that, because that's what the captions called him. Like when he's holding it, with his T-Rex hand, it's relatively kind of big.
I don't know.
Yeah, but when Dinobot held it, it was pretty small.
No,
is the actual golden disc large?
It was a bit bigger.
Like the actual disc that's based off in real life, is it big? I don't remember.
I don't know, but I was just kind of talking more on the scale of the disc between this universe and the original Beast Wars universe.
Oh, gotcha.
In the original, it was a lot bigger, and it also wasn't as skinny. Like this.
I
is
guess like
basically
I don't know.
record.
I guess it is, yeah, you could fit in your wrist. I guess it is pretty small.
Yeah.
Sorry, someone mentioned Beast Wars Megatron's head. There are shots where Beast Wars Megatron's like T-Rex hand, like the T-Rex eyes were just sideways. Like if you're gonna, if ever, like what if Cheetah head could have no pupils in robot mode, you can take out the pupils in the T-Rex head because it just looks weird. That was my.
I thought his head was actually alive.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Actually,
like in some parts of the show, the original show, that was the
show,
case.
it kind of is.
Yeah.
There's like a whole.
But this one, it was just, it was soulless, and it was just looking outwards.
Yeah.
And I was like,
so was the
like, is that even anatomically correct to an actual dinosaur? I mean, T-Rex.
I have no idea.
So
Science does not dictate that yet.
I'm not. I don't know.
Well, the thing is, the whole how a T-Rex looks has been debated for years, so that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. Like I said, you and Cyborg are like the dinosaur nuts.
I mean, they're basing this off the '90s T-Rex. I think any form of anatomy with the T-Rex is up to debate even now. So I'm gonna leave that to the side. What was the shit? There's something else I wanted to mention about Megatron. But I lost it.
Oh, let's see. We mentioned his terrible voice. We mentioned his terrible personality.
He's just terrible in general.
Also, the dude doesn't every time he shows up, he gets handed to him. He shows up with the Seekers, and no one follows. Which I like that no one follows him. We don't know you, dude. we don't. You're not the Megatron we follow.
You're not our Megatron.
Yeah, it's it's sad guy. It's sad because every time he's a T-Rex, I'm like, God, that looks cool. It's a cool idea to see a T-Rex just run at an Autobot. But yeah, every time he shows up, though, he gets his ass handed to him. It's a shame. Because, again, that's not Beast Wars Megatron. He's ruthless. Not. He's menacing. Not this guy.
He wouldn't wait for his soldiers. He would go after him.
Yeah, go after him.
Also, can I just say that even though he only had one line, I'm glad that Barricade is still alive.
Yeah, there are so many characters where I was like, oh, they're alive? I thought they died.
Yeah, speaking of, what the fuck, Astro Train?
Yeah, why'd you shrink?
Yeah, I was so pissed at that.
But he died in Siege.
There's so many times where I thought so many people died. I mean, it doesn't matter. He didn't do anything. Like everyone else in the show.
Elite one.
He got his ass handed to him.
Look what the fuck. We saw him get destroyed by the Ark in Siege, and then all of a sudden, oh, hi, Astro Train, you're back?
Who knows? There's probably 1,000 Astro Trains. If there's 1,000 Scorponauts, there's going to be 1,000 Astro Trains. Why not?
True.
Speaking of which, I do like the small scene with Mirage, because I don't really care much for Mirage in the past seasons, but this one was actually a pretty fun scene with him in Rat Trap when he's going. I mean, the hologram doesn't work because how could you punch with holograms? But I do like the whole Astro Train, the Astro Train.
IDW element.
Yeah, but this is IDW. This is a dumb show.
No, but IDW elements, which a lot of the show has taken, so maybe it's like hollow matter.
It could be. I mean, honestly, that's probably that's the only way it could work.
Exactly.
But overall, it was a fun scene that had I mean, I guess that Scorponok really isn't the greatest or smartest because I don't know. It's kind of, you have to be easily fooled to see the body of Astro Train is right there in the corner, and Astro Train's over there telling you orders. He's like, okay, that makes more sense.
I mean, to be fair, Scorponok was kind of an idiot in Beast Wars.
Really?
Also, since this Scorponok is technically a descendant, I guess Earthrise Scorponok lied the whole time. He wasn't the last Scorponok. In fact, there's 1,000 of them right over there. Well, you know.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of what else. The little B-side story with Starscream and Black Arachnia was very neat, and then Dinobot, obviously, joining later on was very interesting. I was not expecting that.
Speaking of B stories, I'm actually, you guys were mentioning this earlier, but I'm actually glad that the Alita 1 and Jetfighter 1 on Cybertron died, because I hated that story. I thought that side of Cybertron on Earthrise was so boring. When they showed they were dead, I was like, oh, yes. Yeah! No more of that.
I kind of liked it just because it was something new. Like it was interesting. Like we've gotten taste of that before. Like in the original Generation 1 episode, the search for Alpha Trion. We've seen the Cybertronian Revolution with the female Autobots and Shockwave. I thought that was neat. And
That was
kind of
radical.
referenced that a little bit as well. So it's like, okay, obviously this isn't going to be the main story. It's going to be the side story because we still want to see what our characters in Cybertron are doing. But, god damn it, I wasn't ready.
I was. And
I wasn't.
wasn't.
I cried so hard.
I liked Jetfire. I really did. I think the whole like G1 story with the sense of like IDW drift playing into it was interesting. Elita being a proper commander of not just female Autobots but a side team of Autobots as well was really cool. Like Red Alert, pretty cool. You know, Chromia getting some pretty cool action was pretty neat. I liked her. She was a pretty good supporting character. But yeah.
Fuck, she was on
It's like, it
Cybertron
just-
too, wasn't she?
What?
She's on Cybertron too, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
Damn it.
So it's funny though, whenever you look at that whole scene, you don't see Shockwave spark.
I'm sure he's buried in there.
He might be. Or he's in robot hell.
Probably.
I'm going to acknowledge a comment again real quick. I ain't complaining. This is from this boyo again. I ain't complaining, but I wonder what gave Hasbro cold feet with not adding Rodimus Prime, considering that they add all of the big price point figures in these shows.
That's true, huh? Because the past two commander classes were in the shows.
Well,
Not this one.
I
mean, I'm sure they just
they
didn't have room
really-
for them.
Yeah, that, and it was too late in production.
It would be
So,
weird to have
how
like
could we-
it's the Maximals and Predacons.
How could we add
Rodimus?
Rodimus if it's a different timeline where Optimus is still alive?
I bet you could have like been like, oh, the Matrix, like because the Matrix takes multiple forms. It's just like, oh, I'm gonna show you a form of what's to come. You're gonna die soon, Optimus. Thanks to this dude. Who's that? I don't know. You'll find out.
Yeah.
Another comment from this boy. Like I would kind of maybe understand why Sunstreaker or Warpath didn't show up in the respective toy line shows, considering the budget, but Rodimus is like $80. Yeah, but I mean it's toy and show don't necessarily mean full on connection, and the reason I say this is because Hasbro's Netflix toy line has given us quote unquote spoiler packs, and only 2 of them were relevant.
Oh, there's one.
True. And one's relevant more to this season more than was last season. Like
Yeah,
Earthrise.
I'm
You're talking about
surprised.
hold on. You talking about the second one, or are you talking about the?
That's what I'm saying. The second
Okay.
spoiler pack was a
Yeah.
lot more relevant to this season.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I know what
I
you're
would
talking
definitely
about.
agree. Because I was talking about this in a comment from in a comment section from an Instagram user by the name of Pax Cybertron, who just recently got the Kingdom spoiler pack, and I was
I
questioning to
haven't
myself,
gotten that.
what the hell's the spoiler? Okay, you have War for Cybertron Siege Megatron with the Matrix on his chest, and with his little, chain tent tread thing going on.
Spoiler for episode 1.
And then you have Skelevor, who is just a purple Paleotrex, is the spoiler that, Megatron's going to see a purple dinosaur.
Again, spoilers for episode 1.
Cool.
I get,
What-
yeah, that is kind of sure. Why not?
Another thing, where the hell were the fossilizers? Like, T-Fan...
I mean,
Oh
that's
yeah,
what the-
I kind of forget they existed.
T-Fan
I think
brought this
every
up. He
gimmick
wrote
didn't
this
show
in
up for their respective shows. There were no weaponizers for Siege. There was no.
Except for
that's not
Cog
true.
Man.
There were weaponizers.
There were.
Not
No, there
Cog,
wasn't.
Cog.
Oh, what the wait? What? I guess you call. I guess I'm
Cog
thinking
is a
of the little
weaponizer,
dudes, like the
Red Cog
trigger.
that combined
What's it
with
called?
Side
The
Swiper
Target
with
Masters.
Weaponizer. They were weaponizers. They were there.
Micromasters.
What wasn't
Uh,
there were the modulators in Earthrise, which I would have loved to see, like a Cybertronian city or like mini city transform into a robot, or combined with. Actually, probably not combined, because the combined modes are kind of stupid looking. But like the fossilizer, like spoilers for the upcoming TFIA, and hopefully Brian isn't watching this at the moment. But like with the fossilizer, he brought up a good point. It's like they're in this nightmare forest. So why didn't someone like imagine like dinosaur fossils coming to life, and then like they bring out the fossilizer? Like they have zombies before. They had the Sparkless.
I think like the whole thing with the forest was like you saw your greatest, like you saw something that was close to you, and I don't know any characters in that show that'd be like, oh no, my greatest fear or love, a skeleton of a dinosaur. So I can see. I mean, I can see that.
I don't know. I could see like Optimus Primal kind of be like, all the fallen Predacon soldiers we've taken out would come back for vengeance or something.
That would be awesome.
Beware the giants.
It would have been a really cool excuse to debut the Fossilizer Combiner. Can you imagine that? That'd be
that would be kind of sick, and
right?
It would also help to give like an idea what it's supposed to actually look like, since there's no official look.
Well, there is. It's just shown in the live stream.
Yeah, by some random dude. I mean, not just a random dude. He designs the toys, but like an official,
well,
assembly would be
that
nice.
Is the official one because that's the only one I've seen that actually everyone follows.
Yeah.
Not me. I don't have Wing Finger yet.
I'm hoping they
I
do
haven't
repaint.
seen Wave 3 yet.
Neither have I.
Aside
I've given
from,
up on I mean, I already have them, but at the same time, it's like, I've given up on retail.
Aside from Rhinox, that was the only one I've seen from Wave
I
3.
saw him either, or Galvatron, or
I haven't seen him too. I want
Wave 3.
Galvatron.
The closest I've seen to Wave 3 is what's his name? Draco Dawn and the Core Class Soundwave. That's it. Anyway,
I haven't seen none of them. I'm missing all of them.
Nacho Prime, once again, Rodimus being the commander class likely came rather late in design process, and the show was already in production at the point. That's my only guess. Yeah, exactly. Carrying off of what we were talking about earlier with the Cybertron story and Earthrise, because we are also doing a review on the full trilogy as well. Cybertron's subplot in Earthrise was literally pointless. Remove that, and what changes in the story? It was pure filler.
Hey, there's Brian.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It kind of was, sadly.
Thank God they didn't drag it out in Kingdom as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will admit there was some revelation in there. I like that they added some closure to that story because normally shows wouldn't really do that, especially Transformers shows. They'd be like, "Oh, remember these characters? Yeah, you're never gonna see them again. They're probably off on their own doing adventures, fighting villains. Because why not?" But yeah, that's something I also want to talk about since we were talking about the forest. The Allspark, that whole thing, that was trippy.
Dude, that was
so
awesome.
Trippy.
Ultra Magnus did a T-pose.
Yeah. Oh, God. No. I do not need to hear that again.
That's great.
You know what?
Big fan.
This is very stupid, but you know what I heard whenever he was doing that? For some reason, I was just hearing the Halo theme. Oh. I just love that whole stupid thing. It was great.
I mean, is that not what played in the background?
No.
Wait, like, really similar to it? I'm trying to make a joke.
So, was the Allspark not smart enough to realize that the Matrix Bear was actually there? Isn't this thing like...
Okay, dude, the thing was dying. You gotta give it some credit.
I mean, it's not even that. It's also, in another, universe, so maybe it's not... I mean, maybe...
Is it another universe? It's right there.
No. What I mean is the timeline. So maybe it's not familiar with the Maximals and the Predacons, and it's, or maybe it's adapted to where it thinks, because Nemesis also exists in this same universe, that Optimus is Nemesis for some reason. I mean, otherwise it wouldn't have reacted that way. So clearly it knows about Nemesis Prime. So
yeah, that was a little
the whole thing. I thought,
you're Nemesis Prime, but but at this point where the Allspark is just landed on Earth, and that's kind of it. It's dying. I don't know how it would know Nemesis. I mean, that's just nitpicky continuity.
Went through the dead universe.
Oh, it did look through the dead universe.
Yeah,
huh?
Yeah. So
that kept getting brought up a lot.
I think it did get brought up a lot, and I always kind of forget that was a thing.
Honestly, same, because I thought it was just going to be like a one and done thing, but then they bring it back, and it's like, oh shit, we're still doing the IDW thing? Okay. So yeah, it was obviously probably overloaded with information, multiple realities and different universes and timelines and crap. That's why I said it was probably adapting, or at least overloaded by all that information, and it mistook Optimus for Nemesis, considering that in this universe, Nemesis coexists.
I'll take it.
Yeah, speaking of Nemesis, he got a whole hell of a lot more screen time than he did in the past show. He only got 10 seconds, and this one's got 1 or 2 episodes.
They did him so well this time around, and I'm
Yeah.
so happy. It's so nice to see a Nemesis Prime that isn't just an evil Optimus.
I was gonna say like this is probably the best, like in my opinion, like the best origins of like Nemesis Prime, because there's a lot of Nemesis Prime origins that are kind of like not really mentioned or explained. This one is straight like it's an evil Optimus from the future. It's a version of like a Unicron-ified Optimus. I think it's sick.
Or if you're into like the fanon term, he's like a Unicronian,
which is sick.
Yeah,
Big fan
I
of that.
fucking love that. That's genius.
Yeah, like so, like having them work together, like Nemesis and Galvatron working together, and you can see like they're working together not because they're friends, or they're
Because they
coworkers.
have to.
Because they have to, yeah, they have to be like, look, we both hate our boss so much, so we're gonna work together. I think it's cool because it's showing like it's showing an Optimus and Megatron bond, but not out of like, let's stop having war, Megatron. You finally realize that war's bad. It's more like, God, we're so evil now. Let's just hang out.
Very lightly of the Armada Nemesis Prime that was debuted in the episode Puppet, because he was also kind of a part of Unicron because he was sideways.
Okay.
So I like that they kind of took that aspect and like revolutionized it a little bit more. Like, okay, yes, Nacho Prime pointed out he was just an evil Optimus, but he was more than just an evil Optimus Prime. He actually had a well-defined like character to him. He was not just an evil Optimus who was like, I'm evil, kill all the Autobots. Oh, no. He was a part of, like, he was a legitimate soldier to Unicron. He was Unicron's
He even
Optimus
had
Prime.
the Decepticon symbol insignia on him.
Exactly. I fucking love how they did Nemesis Prime this time around. It's so nice to see he's not some man-made, controlled, transformer. He's not just Optimus Prime corrupted, and then he has to get beat up, or he has to beat up Bumblebee just to get him fixed again. It's a legitimate evil Nemesis Prime that has a well-defined character to him that actually gets shit done, that actually feels like a legitimate threat. And when you see him, you do not fuck with him.
He made a freaking chasm, man.
I love that. All of that. I also love how he has like I love that he also has like his little smokestacks on his shoulders. They were actually like blasters. I think that's really clever.
Also, I do enjoy like with Optimus Prime's fighting him is like shit, like if he wants to stop me, like I know he's not gonna stop because I wouldn't stop. That is kind of like that's cool. But like,
yeah, that was neat. I like that.
I like how what took for Megatron to snap out of it was to be told that he gets killed and reformatted into Galvatron by Unicron and basically becomes Unicron's bitch.
That's another fucking thing I absolutely loved about Kingdom, was the sheer idea for the first time in Transformers cartoons, they address that Megatron is Galvatron. Starscream finds out. It was not like, Megatron, is that you? It was literally, Megatron is Galvatron. I loved that.
It wasn't like the first episode Starscream puts that together?
No, it was like later on, like roughly around like episode 4 or episode 5, whenever he gets the golden disc. And then Unicron talks to Starscream and just drives. Oh, I love that whole side story with Starscream. They did that so well.
Like that. Yeah. It was really weird because most of the time you see Starscream, he's fighting for himself mostly.
He's freaking out.
This is a Starscream that like knows so much now.
He knows legit batshit crazy. I love it.
He has actual worry because like it's like shit. Like we really do need to work together because now I know what's going to happen.
Again, this reminds me of Armada. The reason I say that is because in Armada, Starscream was trying to unify the Autobots and Decepticons to fight against Unicron, obviously in a more honorable, loyal soldier type way. But in this one, it's just like, yeah, he's batshit crazy, but he's also like, it's Unicron. We either gotta go or we're gonna die. And he's just trying to get everyone to work together so they can leave.
That's also the only reason Predacon Megatron was working so hard with Megatron because he didn't want to help him to prevent him from becoming Galvatron in the future.
I also got to give some major voice prop to Jason Marnoka about dual voicing both Megatron and Galvatron. I like that. I mean, it's a nice homage to Frank Welker voicing Megatron in G1 and also Galvatron in Season 3. Unfortunately, Leonard Nimoy couldn't stay for Season 3. That's fine, whatever. But it's still a nice little reference nonetheless. But yeah, there was so much that I really enjoyed on this show. I actually kind of liked Air Razor this time around. Like, I liked her in Beast Wars. I wish she would have did more in this, but I liked her. I also kind of like how they gave her like Iron Man blasters on her hands. I thought that was kind of cool. And it's like they even do like an Avengers style like roundabout shot too with her and Black Arachnia. I loved that. Kind of would have been cool to see the Scorponok in their Scorpion mode try to kill them, but you know, at least transform once or something. You know, you have Scorponok, just have them do something other than die.
Going back to the part with the Allspark, when it showed up as looking like Elita 1, that was fucking trippy. But what I get is why did exactly they decide to choose that form to approach Optimus as?
Probably because that was a form that Optimus recognized.
Yeah, they ran
similar to
scan
Ultra
his brain. It's like, you know these guys.
But doing like Ultra Magnus for Megatron, now that was awesome playing on his PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
He freaked right the fuck out.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden the whole ground just became quicksand, and all you see is Megatron going down along with just the head of Ultra Magnus.
Yeah. God, it's still creepy that he kept the head in Earthrise.
Oh God, that creeped the fuck out of me. Like, he's talking to someone, I'm wondering, okay, he's probably talking to himself, and it's like, no, he kept the freaking, severed head of a guy he, just literally shot because,
Murder! I really liked seeing the decline of Megatron's mentality go. Like, he was going from, I want to save Cybertron to, I want to kill anyone who stands in my way to conquer Cybertron and quote-unquote revitalize it in my image. I thought that was a really nice touch for Megatron's character throughout the trilogy.
And it was right then and there that Predacon Megatron decided to work against him because he thought G Megatron was a help save Cybertron, but once he learned he was going to conquer it, that's when he decided to help the Maximus and Autobots and Starscream try to stop him.
There was so much that I wish could have been done more in this show. I like the fight scenes. A lot of the fight scenes were well done. Some of the humor was actually pretty funny too. Like, poor
Laserbeak versus Air Razor.
Yeah, that was kind of weak.
But then we had both Air Razor, Soundwave, and Ravage versus Dinobot.
Yeah. Oh, the Dinobot fight with Soundwave and his cassettes was pretty freaking cool.
I thought he killed Soundwave. I was like, oh fuck.
For a second, I did too.
I was gonna actually warn you about that, Rebecca. I was gonna message you and be like, "Yeah, you're probably not gonna like episode 5."
Yeah, I think I was so worried. I was like, okay, wow, you killed him. Like, you killed one of my waves. But at the same time, I was impressed.
Also, we get to see cassette Laserbeak transform. We saw Ravage transform before, but hey, that was still pretty cool. I like that. I'm still disappointed he never said return or eject once. But
God, don't even get me started on the whole, he didn't say eject thing, because I will be salty about that until the end of time.
What a Soundwave character. You can't do that. It's not right.
Seriously, he did it. They're fighting against Scorponok, Ravage, pops out of his chest. He doesn't say eject. It just pisses me off so bad.
There was something else I wanted to mention about the fight between Dinobot and Soundwave and Beast Wars Megatron. It was kind of nice to see that little revolution between the two, because we got teased that in the original Beast Wars. Megatron challenged him and that was it, but this time we got a full-on fight, and it was That was pretty cool. That was actually really well done. I also kind of like how they referenced the original battle damage from Dinobot from the episode Code of Hero. Because, like, he's missing one of his horns and he's all beat up and everything. I like that they referenced that. Almost exactly, too, which is weird.
But he lost his arm.
Yeah, and then it was miraculously already attached again, which was
the one thing I don't like.
Yeah, it was
story.
weird. 1 second, it's just like off the side above him where he's on the ground, and next, it's already attached.
I mean, he could have just Revenge of the Fallen Starscreamed it. Just pop it back in its socket. There you go. Good as new.
Yeah, but they didn't show that. They just straight up went from it being off to going to Megatron, going back to him, and it's already just there, and he's still on the ground, and it's just miraculously attached. Like, okay.
Probably picked it up whenever he got the Matrix, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, one thing I didn't actually like about Dinobot's story was the fact that he just kind of became Obi-Wan Kenobi. He just became a ghost.
Oh, yeah, and then he went and
he guided Primal to the Temple of the Allspark.
Oh,
on Earth.
When he died, it reminded me of the movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze when he inhabited Whoopi Goldberg's body.
Oh yeah.
I instantly thought of that movie when I saw that.
I kind of like the whole, like, whenever he passed through Primal, like, Primal got to experience Dinobot's life just for that brief moment. I thought that was really cool. But other than that, just kind of having Dinobot be a ghost was just weird.
But then you have him be, like, also, just a little floating spark of, like, going up to the Allspark with a bunch of other, like, sparks that have been waiting for who knows how long, and that got me almost crying.
And then
I was crying when they showed them.
And then also just the whole thing with, like, with Dinobot still being a ghost and all, he just it feels disrespectful to his character, because it's like in Beast Wars when he died, he stayed dead until at least season 3, until Megatron decided, oh, here's this alien piece of technology. I'm going to make a clone of Dinobot, and I'll call him Dinobot 2. And then
does that actually happen?
Yes, this is an actual thing that happened. More spoilers. I'm sorry.
Oh, fuck!
You gotta sell those toys.
But yeah, that too. But there was also an episode that was cut from Beast Wars where it was going to be like Rat Trap tried to inject the Dinobot clone with like the original Dinobot's memory to try to bring back his old friend. And I think that's kind of why later on he kind of starts to get his sense of character and his sense of personality back again rather than just being a mindless drone. Just kind of neat. But like taking that scene, taking Dinobot's death in Kingdom and then just kind of like instantly be like, oh no, we're set. Oh wait, Dinobot, you're back? Wait, I thought you died. What the hell's going on? And then, it's weird. Maybe it couldn't be like a thing that's like, okay, I didn't get a chance to be a Maximal. This is my chance, and after this will give me eternal rest in the Well of All Sparks. Who knows? It's just weird, and it just feels really disrespectful to Dinobot's character. At the same time, it kind of strengthens it, but at the same time, it doesn't feel right. Regardless, though, it was a pretty cool scene, and they didn't exactly do the whole code of honor thing. I mean, they did. It wasn't done exactly. Didn't capture the same emotion, but it got me a little teary-eyed. I'm like, no, not again. I'm trying to think of like what else to really talk about in all of Kingdom, because like there's so much, but there's also so little.
The Ark turned into a big guy for a second.
Yeah, for all of like 3 minutes.
As short as that was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, actually, I like the explanation for it. It wasn't like bull.
Wait, what?
The explanation for like why it transforms, like I'll take it. It's not entirely bullshit.
No, it makes sense. It was cool. I just kind of hate that we only saw that one time.
Yeah, he turned to a big dude. He slapped the Nemesis once, and that was it.
Then he just like Falcon punched it in the gut.
Mm-hmm.
I never understood the whole reason for the Ark transforming.
Sell
Toy
toys.
sales?
Sell toys.
On
I
that
should
note,
know. I should know. I should
I
definitely
still
know.
regret not buying it.
Oh wow, TFA has been spotted.
God damn you, Kingdom. God damn you, War for Cybertron. Why do you do this? This is a cool toy, by the way. I plan on reviewing it at some point in the future whenever I get back on my, back on my bearings. But buy the Arc, available now at cmdstore.com. Go pick it up. It's cool. I like it. I'm not calling it the Arc though, and I'm also not calling it Autonomous Maximus anymore. I'm calling it Exodus Maximus. How do you feel about that name, Cyborg?
That's pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie.
Really? For some
Yeah.
reason, I thought it was stupid.
No, I think it's great. Or like Exodus Maximus or just Exodus. That's sick.
Exodus Maximus. I was actually thinking of just Exodus. I don't know. What do you think?
I'm not. I'm not a fan of like, like I'm not a fan of adding ERs. I'm not. A fan of,
I'm not a fan of Maximus either, but I just feel like Exodus is too simple.
I think it's just fine. Exodus.
Exodus it is.
Yeah. God, how cool. And it would be super sick if like it just the Arc just slaps Nemesis and then Nemesis just turns into a giant. Do it again.
Yeah, people are wanting, and it's not. I don't disagree with it, but people are saying it's like they want a transforming Nemesis now to go with the Arc, and I get it, but at the same time, and people can disagree with me on this. Titans Return Triptychon, you can treat that as the Nemesis.
I think the thing isn't that. Like isn't there a mode for Titans Return?
Yeah, the mode is a giant spaceship. That's what I keep saying.
Right.
It's like,
there you go. You got your Nemesis. It doesn't look like the Nemesis, but you got it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Because you're probably not going to get a transforming Nemesis. It's just it may not happen unless it's like a HasLab project.
Yeah, it's not going to happen now, especially if they just did Triptychon and these things are like $150, $160. They're not going to do that. At least for Triptychon.
I don't own a
They might make a big Nemesis that might turn into something else, but they're not going to do that.
In a way, I hope after the Arc, this is the last Titan we get. Honestly,
after Unicron, I think they're like, I think we're done with Titans for a bit.
Well, I mean, you can't really count Unicron because he was a HasLab project.
Yeah, I mean that's a big project that almost failed. Like I can see we're probably. I mean, I don't know. It all depends this next franchise of like trilogy of toys and shit of what they do. Because if anything, we're also running out of ideas for Titan classes anyway.
I want. I'm still wanting if we do get another Titan, I want Monstructor.
I guess I mean that would be cool, but he's such
they can do Devastator,
low tier character that not many people know about.
If they can do Devastator, they can do Monstructor.
Everyone knows Devastator. Devastator's
no, but that's all I'm
classic.
saying. 6 members on each team, so you have Devastator with 6 members. You have Monstructor with 6 members. You can do a Monstructor.
Yeah, you could, but I think Hasbro that's a big gamble for Hasbro to do that because no one knows that guy.
Yeah, I mean, true, but also they were taking a gamble with like the 1987 cast. Decepticon Target Masters, the Headmasters.
Yeah, but those are like $5, $10.
Still, my point kind of stands. They were taking a chance with that too.
I think it was more like, the whole idea of this toy line is to do every character. Monstructor is not like a G1. Like he has a G1 toy, but he's not.
But he's. I get what you mean.
No one. He never shows up, so he's not classic.
He never shows up. He shows up in a toy. That's it.
Like I can see them doing a Titan.
They do like a Gen Selects version of it, maybe.
Yeah, a Gen Selects if they really want to do it and they want to just do it bad, they just do a good shitty Abominus repaint. Just call Monstructor if no one cares enough. But overall Monstructor is, if it wasn't for IDW, like no one would even bat an eye at him. So I don't think they'd be throwing $150 for this character that like no one really knows.
Yeah. Comments about how I was talking about TR Triptychon does not work. It does for the time being. If we ever do get one, it's a blessing. If not, just be happy that you have a giant Decepticon spaceship. It doesn't matter. You can argue with me all you want. I respect what you have to say, but my point still stands. You technically have a nemesis if you want to treat it as a nemesis, is what I'm getting at.
Also, I'm pretty sure Planet X Triptychon is like $3,000. Not $3,000. I'm just exaggerating, but that's a lot of money.
Yeah, true. Not everyone can. You know what's funny?
Also, if I break it, that's it. It's over.
I'm actually looking to try to get that and the Omega Supreme.
I almost bought it at a convention, but I was like, I can't buy.
Part of me
over $100.
wanted it just because it's like I have the Fall of Cybertron cast, most of it, and I have the War for Cybertron guys, and I kind of want Omega Supreme. And then they did Ironhide and Ratchet, and it doesn't scale with their already existing Generations figures. So then it means I'd have to get Optimus, and then I'd have to wait for them to do a Bumblebee. And it's like I'm not.
They're all expensive. I mean, they're all cool and they're all great quality. You know, Planet X, all their figures I think were pretty good.
Yeah.
So like you're getting good quality, but I you know, if you want to drop 80 to 300, depending on what you get.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's a gamble.
Mm-hmm.
So, but getting back on track real brief. Yeah, I think the ending for Kingdom was done pretty well. It felt like Cyberverse.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I agree. It was just
really
like
felt like Cyberverse.
everyone was happy, and there's a possibly tease for Unicron. Will they make a show? Probably not. But everything has to have like a teaser just in case they want to make it a show.
Cog got to show up again. He got a fucking statue.
And I guess the other one is Scrapface or just one of the 1,000 refractors.
Yeah. Well, did he have a bum leg? Maybe it was.
I don't remember.
I don't know. I still want a Shamble. I don't know why. I just want a peg leg guy.
Hmm.
I think it's fun. Wow, people are actually still talking about that. I just said treat it as you will. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. Moving on. T fan page brought up an interesting point too, and I think I saw Cyber Cookie reports on Instagram post about this. But in the apparently in the monitors, whenever Teletran is like still absorbing all that information from the dead universe, we get a look at Metasaur.
Yeah.
Like,
does it also kind of like barely show 1984?
Does it?
Yeah, I think it's not 100% like it's all fucky, but you do see like 1984 in one like weird cap.
Cool.
Yeah.
Huh. Justin, T fan page says hi.
Also, like is when they go back,
Hi, Brian.
at the end of that show, did they go back to the present or the future Cybertron? I got a little confused there.
Okay, I need to be quiet. People in the house are sleeping.
I don't know. That's what I was confused about too, because it's like they were mentioning since the Maximals and Predacons were from the future, when they just like disappear, fade away. But no, they're on Cybertron.
I mean, I guess the thing. I think in that case, like they're just probably playing it by Avengers Endgame rules of like you went back in time to be in this time zone, like your that past is the past, whatever bullshit. But so I guess like that Cybertron is like that's present Cybertron, right? Like
that has to be.
Yeah. It just seems like we're like they've been gone for like maybe a week, and Cybertron's already in snow. Like dang.
I mean, otherwise, if it wasn't, then the Maximals and Predacons would have just faded.
Yeah.
So it's definitely.
I'm glad they didn't. They're cool. And
which means
now
they
get
probably
to enjoy another Cybertron.
That means they probably went through the dead universe again.
Or I guess actually no, they probably didn't. Like if they space bridged the Cybertron and it was present Cybertron, they probably.
Yeah, but if they were on prehistoric Earth.
I mean, technically, the present of Siege, like Siege's present is prehistoric Earth.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I guess.
Which in that case, I mean, that does break the continuity. Why is there a fucking gorilla? But fuck, the show already has so many like different continuity errors.
Gotta hate time
Doesn't
travel.
matter. Time travel. Yeah, that's right. Time travel. I mean, I guess to be fair, I don't know if they scanned the gorilla mode on distant future Cybertron for some reason.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, because like I guess like
time travel. That shit.
Yeah, it's whack. Because I guess like the events of like G1 like or similar to happen in the Beast Wars timeline? Like, do the Autobots do like they crashed on Earth and they just stay there and they do Earth fun stuff in the 80s and stuff? But I guess they can't because Nemesis Prime has to be a thing. But maybe they could. Shit! I'm not gonna fucking. I don't give a shit.
That's what I'm saying. Fucking time. It just hurts.
Don't matter.
All right. Comment from Brian, Mr. T fan page 101. Also, with the glitches on screen, Nemesis, Dead Prime, they've already proven multiple timelines can exist, so the Beast Wars coming in from an old timeline isn't breaking continuity.
Okay,
They went forward in time, then back in time. All right. Maximal's original timeline still exists, but since they went back in time accidentally, I think they created another timeline. So yeah, it probably did like another like stemming timeline effect
That's
type
exactly
thing.
why
It's
I
like
think
another.
of the Bumblebee universe. The Beast Wars caused it. That's still my theory.
Yeah, I'm curious on that.
Probably won't happen.
So I guess now is a good time to start ranking the trilogy as a whole. Like
Sure.
overall review.
I give
bet we're gonna
Kingdom
all
a
have a
10 out of 10.
Two
I'd
people
give
were talking.
Kingdom a 9.
Hold on.
I
Two
give it
people
a
were talking
10.
at once. Justin, you said your thing, but Cyborg was trying to say something as well.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I was just saying. I think if we're ranking them like, you mean each season or
Each season and as a whole, just for shits and
gotcha.
giggles.
Yeah.
So, Justin, you were already starting us off. So you said Kingdom 10 out of 10. What about Siege and Earthrise?
Earthrise, I'd give that about like an 8.5.
Okay.
Siege, that was alright. It was a little boring sometimes, but it had its moments. So I'd give that about a 5.
Okay. Rebecca, you were saying?
I would give Kingdom a 9.
Okay. And Earthrise and Siege?
Well, Siege, if you just break it down to the fact that we're getting introduced to a dying Cybertron and we are trying to figure out what to do, I'd give that a 9 as well. But overall, I'd give it a 7.
For the whole trilogy?
No, just just Siege as a whole.
Okay. And Earthrise?
Earthrise, that's a 6.
Okay, that's fair.
Then for the whole trilogy, I give that maybe a 7 or an 8.
Okay. Cyborg?
I'll give Kingdom I'll give it like a 7 out of 10. Like that's a C, right?
Yeah.
I'll give Siege a 5 out of 10, and then Earthrise a 4 out of 10. Earthrise became filler after Kingdom.
And then overall? Like altogether?
5 out of 10.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mine may shock you.
For me to tell your series, I'd say like maybe 10 overall, because Kingdom kind of mixed up the other two.
Yeah, I can respect that. Mine may shock you. For Siege, I'm gonna give about a 4.5. It was kind of slow.
I expected that.
But also pretty decent. Earthrise, I'm giving a solid 5. It wasn't as bad as Siege, but it wasn't as good either. I like that we got introduced to a new faction. I like that we got to see the Quintessons, and we got to be introduced to the DCS army drones as well as DCS in general. For Kingdom, I'm probably going to give it maybe a 7.5 or an 8. Overall, I'd have to give the whole thing about 7 out of 10, honestly. So I'm not super ambitious about it. I'm not super hyped about it. I was when it was starting to come out, but the more I watched it, the more I was kind of like, yeah, this show is kind of slow, but it's also kind of enjoyable as well. So it's not terrible. It's not great, but hey, it's something you can watch and it's just fun. So I think that some had elements that made each each chapter better. But there are also some, drawbacks because again, everything is flawed. I don't understand why people expect perfection out of like figures or media or anything in general, because perfection isn't a thing that exists in the world. Yes, it is a word, but it's defined more by thine eyes than overall.
I just expect them to do character justice. That's all.
What I will say is that this trilogy definitely brought a lot of obscure characters to modern media in light for once. It was so cool to see Impactor. Well, Nemesis too, but I'm talking about like even more obscure characters. Like it was so cool to see Impactor, even though he didn't really do much.
Holy shit!
So cool
I forgot about him.
I forgot. It was really cool to see Spinister for the first time.
Barricade.
It was very cool to see a G1 inspired Barricade. I'm trying to think of others. It was Skytread, first ever Duocon to be on a cartoon. That was pretty freaking cool. I liked that. Astro Train making a comeback almost after 35 years. Red Alert kind of being like his Armada self was pretty cool. Elita 1 and Chromia coming back to TV screens, even though they were in Cyberverse as well. But, like, you know, this is more their, like, G1 personified forms. It was just really cool. I liked it. And then, you know, we got to see Double Dealer for the first time. Granted, he never did anything that much, but it was still cool to see him. And then we got to see Ramjet and Dirge and Thrust. And then we got to see Diaclone repaints. Technically Diaclone repaint of Wheeljack, aka Exhaust. And then we got to see Bug Bite. Again, it didn't do much, but they were there. It was still cool. Quintessons coming back in their G1 form was really cool. And then the DCS Army Johns were really neat to see, too.
Can I point out the fact that he ripped out his own faces?
I loved that very much.
Oh, God.
That was fucked up.
I loved it. That was such a cool idea, and I'm so
that was so brutal. It was awesome, but it was brutal.
And then obviously,
when they showed that, my jaw just dropped.
It was gruesome.
I'm like, I saw that. I'm like, this is supposed to be somewhat of a kid's show.
I thought this was a kid's show.
How are they not gonna get scarred from that?
Well, it's mainly aimed towards adults now, adults and teens, but yeah. Still kind of messed up, but I loved every minute of that. It was so cool to see that kind of characterization for Quintesson, because they never did anything like that before.
No.
You know, and then obviously Kingdom bringing the Beast Wars characters back after 30 years. I think yeah.
I thought it was 25.
So did I.
25 or 30, I don't remember. I think it was 25 too. I don't know. I always get them screwed up because like people are now saying it's like 37 years for the Transformers franchise. I don't know. I don't keep up with everything. Let me know in the comments down below because I don't know at all. Maybe the TF addict, but I don't know everything. Either way, I think it was a really cool installation for the brand. I liked every minute of it, mostly. But nonetheless, I still think that, you know, if you can find some enjoyment out of it, then it did its job. So I would definitely say they did a good thing. So I guess now we can just move on to our final topic, the future of the Transformers franchise. So with the ending of Kingdom leaving us off with Unicron basically absorbing Nemesis Prime and Galvatron, and saying that, you know, he will begin again.
I love the background that they had him in. That looked sweet. It made him look more menacing. The dark tone that they had surrounding him.
Yeah. The captions made it say like it sounded like he said he was going to be king again, but no, he said begin. So I don't know why they
begin
did that.
Again.
So that clearly references like, oh, there's more in store. Will we get a cartoon? Probably not. I don't know if it's going to be a trilogy, and I kind of hope not because trilogies are now kind of annoying to me, especially when it comes to the toy lines, because that just means a lot of exclusives, and I hope to God that's not what Legacy is going to be like.
Oh, no, let's not talk exclusives. I'm so fucking over exclusive after all this shit that we've been through this year with them.
So with what it sounds like for Legacy, it sounds like we're still going to get some G1 characters. We're still going to get some Beast Wars characters. We're going to get some Transformers Prime characters, supposedly.
Yay!
There were plans for Transformers Armada, but we're not getting that until 2023.
Dude, they confirmed KISS players are coming back.
Oh, Cyborg, why?
I'm totally down for it, dude.
Why, bro?
Yeah, make them kiss. Make them kiss.
We don't speak of that. I will admit, though, the fiction is interesting.
Oh, boy.
So it kind of has me begging the question, what's next? If they're just going to keep rehashing the same old stuff again and just kind of find a way to, like, remodernize it, when are we going to get something unique and distinctive again?
Sorry, pal. Not anytime soon.
Like, they were experimenting again for the most part. Like, we got BotBots, and we have a new Nickelodeon show, just like Nacho Prime.
I forgot about that.
I can't give credit for that.
I honestly forgot that was happening. And same with BotBots, because we know nothing about it.
Because they don't tell anything about it.
I'm for sure gonna skip BotBots. I don't. I have no interest in that. I didn't care
I'm
for
curious on the
BotBots when they came
Nickelodeon
out.
show, considering one of the writers for Rise of the TMNT is involved.
He was the executive producer, and one of the head writers from Rescue Bots is going to be a part of it.
My bad.
I know you're not into a cyborg, but like
Yeah,
the
I
show
mean, hey,
was very
if
well
it's
written.
similar to Rise of TMNT, I haven't seen much of that show. I've seen like an episode or two.
It
but
was
it's
fucking
very
amazing,
entertaining.
and it did not deserve the treatment it got.
They can't be
I
2012.
still need to watch the third season of Rescue Bots. It came out in 2016. I still have not watched it yet.
You also need to watch the 4th season because it got a 4th season as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant with the 4th season.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what? Oh no, yeah, no, the third. Third season's the one where they turn to dinosaurs. The 4th season
Yes,
is that.
yes.
Yeah, I saw that one. It's the 4th season. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, 4th season's kind of interesting, but
4 seasons.
yeah, it's one of the few Transformers cartoons that actually have 4 seasons aside from G1 and Armada.
It's still, I think, the longest running show.
I think so too. I mean, technically, Cyberverse is getting a season 4 with 2 movies on Netflix, and it's still counted as season 4 apparently. So that's
in what, November, December?
Yeah, from what they said on the YouTube bio, that's what they mentioned. Plus, we're getting a look at the toys, so that's pretty cool. Kind of disappointed by some of the.
Not to mention, like,
We
when it comes to the
better
future
get,
of the toy line, we have a movie coming out, and when a movie comes out, there's a whole.
We better get
future
like
toy line.
not Warrior, but the deluxe class versions of all the Dinobots. I'm gonna be pissed.
I don't think we are. We're getting an ultra class of Sludge, and then we're getting a Swoop and a Slag to go with Bumblebee and Megatron as like a Crash Combiner type thing.
I think that whole idea of them bringing that back is stupid.
I kind of hated those things, but what can you do?
I never bought them. You can't really do anything with them, and they don't actually transform besides just crashing together. That's it.
Well, they do transform. It's just bad.
Yeah.
Like, I have some of them. I have the unique ones. I don't have, like, Optimus Prime and Strong Armor, Bumblebee and Sideswipe. I only have, like, those Aerial Bot ones and then the Decepticon ones, and then I think Bisque and Saberhorn, because it was the only time we ever got a Saberhorn toy. But anyway, yes, I guess the future of the franchise isn't looking too bright. I mean, it seems like it's going to do well. I'm hoping Rise of the Beast really brings it up to the next level again. But I really hope they don't continue to just rehash the same properties over and over again and just decide to not try to do anything new. With the Nickelodeon series, I'm very hopeful that something different is going to be there because they're talking about how it's going to be like a new cast of Transformers or something with a family. It's just going to sound kind of interesting. And then BotBots is going to sound kind of cool. I hope it's going to be good, for comedy purposes and whatnot, because Mischief and such. It's not Autobots and Decepticons. It's mall tribes. Because why not? I really would have liked it if Armada was incorporated, but I understand why, because in 2023, then it will officially be 20 years old. And then I will be 27. Jesus Christ.
Don't think too much about it.
I already did. But as far as it goes, I'm hoping it can only go up from here. So I don't really know what to say in terms of the future of Transformers. I mean, I really hope one day they just continue to try to experiment more rather than just do the same stuff they always do. It's going to be cool to see Transformers Prime back on the shelves again because it was so well received. But it's like, I really dislike the fact that they never really acknowledge animated or Unicron Trilogy as much, or Robots in Disguise 2001. And I think Robots in Disguise 2001 is kind of justified considering that Saban kind of had that owned at the time. Instead of, it's a Transformers property, but it might be some like contract.
Also it's when it comes to especially like those portion of shows, I think that it's a part where like, Hasbro, sure, like they're Transformers characters, but that whole part I think is more on Takara because they're Japanese animations, and it's not Hasbro's full 100% control. So I see like they want to just focus on the stuff that they've made, that that they're babies. sure they helped with the Unicron trilogy, and there has been characters that showed up now that represent the Unicron trilogy, like Hotshot.
Mhm.
But I do think Legacy will have some characters from there. Like I don't know, it'd be cool if there's like a modern Crumple Zone or a Snow
Ooh,
Cat.
you know what? I kind of want to see like an updated version of Subtron Scourge.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
I mean,
That'd be really
And
cool.
there's-
maybe with
speaking of
Scourge is going to be really popular
sorry.
soon. Oh, sorry.
I,
Scourge is going to
I,
be very popular soon. Sorry, we're keep talking about it. I'm just going to say, I think you probably there might be a chance of that happening because Scourge will become a very a household name next year.
Yeah, I think Scourge is going to be a triple changer from what his design entails because it sounds like he's going to turn into a black truck and also a dragon.
Speaking of the Prime figures, besides Optimus, RC, and Bulkhead, are we going to be getting any other Prime figures?
Knockout.
Well, yeah, him. But besides those four specifically, do you think we'll get
From
any
those-
other ones?
Unfortunately, those are the only ones that have been leaked right now, so I can't really say, and I kind of hope we do in some sense. Like, I would love a new updated smokescreen.
I would
Just
like
saying.
another like a deluxe class Starscream because I kind of missed out on the first edition version and he's too much on the aftermarket.
What I'm worried about with the future of this line is if they decide to do these characters, are they going to do new molds, or are they going to kind of go the Studio Series route where they're starting to kind of just like repackage old figures? Because Studio Series has done that quite a bit now. Like they did it with Cogman because he was kind of hard to find, but I get it. They're doing it with High Octane Bumblebee from that Amazon 3-pack.
Yeah,
They
I
did
already
it
own
with
the original
TLK
version. So.
They did it with TLK Drift with the baby Dinobots. Still hate those things.
Aw.
I still need to
they
get
were
that
basically
pack.
the porgs of, fucking
But they were so
the last
cute.
night. Yeah, but they were just copying Star Wars because Star Wars had something cute, and then they're like, "Oh, we need something in Transformers to be cute." I mean, for God's sake, Crosshairs called Cogman a C-3PO ripoff.
Thought that was hilarious.
It was hilarious, but still, Transformers.
And then he broke Crosshairs' finger.
Well, I mean, granted, that was.
But he deserved it. Crosshairs is an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping, like, if they do more updated characters, like, yeah, Nacho Prime, once again, is being the MVP in this chat. No offense to everyone else. You know I love you all. Smokescreen and Arachnid. Yes, a new Arachnid. Oh my God. Please. We need a new Arachnid. The one that we got was garbage. Like, I like it, but Jesus Christ, it was horrible. She's so skinny and lengthy, or she don't even have proper arms. She transforms to her helicopter mode just fine, but her robot mode was atrocious.
Different versions of the icons, like the mine versions, and like maybe the ones that turns into a helicopter or whatever. Because there's artwork
from the game.
Yeah, and from the show.
Maybe if they wanted to do that, but I like the minor version that you were talking about because
what does the minor one
like
turn
lighter,
into?
They were kind of like a lighter purple, and I would have loved that. That would have been like a nice metallic purple-looking Viacon in Transformers Prime as a toy. That would look beautiful. I would totally buy a couple of those.
Well, I want to know is what the hell did the minor ones turn into?
Cars.
Drilling equipment?
I mean, that's what I was thinking because they don't.
Cartoon?
Yeah, because they didn't have like normal tires. They had like these weird little treads on them.
I don't know. They were the same build as the regular Viacon, so I would assume they just turned into cars.
No, they didn't have like normal tires. They had like these like the tank tire tread pieces, not like the.
Oh no, I'd have to look up a reference. I have no idea.
I actually have a picture somewhere because it like forms like this.
Oh,
it comes rounded like that. And it comes
yeah.
to a point.
I don't know. Ghost of Lord Master Starscream.
Like,
Wow.
may they turn into, like, a drill or something?
But where would the drill bit come from? Because he just had the standard body type of a regular.
Maybe, like, it falls up into the chest or legs.
But that wouldn't. I don't think that would. Because he just had a regular. I don't know. We're kind of getting off topic a little bit. I loved her first time, but the only thing that kind of ruined it for me was when the way they killed off Break. Yeah, don't get me started. God damn it. Fucking. God, I wasn't ready for that. God damn you, Arachnid. Anyway,
Oh, yeah, Arachnid. Bitch.
For real, the mini Dinobots were cute.
Thank you.
Dinobots,
Thank you, Faded.
they can die.
Hey.
I'm glad we never see them again. They were annoying. They served no purpose other than cute factor. Cool, that's it. Where'd they come from? Oh, we don't care. Where's Scorn and Strafe? Oh, we don't know. We don't care. They're just gone.
Yeah, that part just
they're with
kind of
Jolt
pissed me off.
and Skids and Mudflap in the realm of Misfit Transformers.
Uh-oh. We lost Matt.
Sorry. What the? Well, damn it. I can't add him back. Cyborg! Shit,
I'm going to see if he's in the chat room.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Hey, just Faded is in here.
Yes. Another one from Nacho Prime. God, you really are the MVP around. Ratchet needs a Voyager? Really? I don't know. I think the deluxe one serves its purpose pretty well. But
yeah.
I welcome a Voyager.
I still got the deluxe version.
Commander
I had
class
someone offer me
with
$50
Wheeljack.
for that one time. I turned them down.
Commander class Jackhammer with Wheeljack. That would be cool. To have his spaceship and then like a deluxe class Wheeljack. That would be, or a Voyager Wheeljack, I guess, would be pretty sweet. Cybertron game needs more love in figure form, so I hope Legacy. Yeah, that's something else they could do is more of those game characters. I was really hoping they would
That would
do
be
more of
cool.
Oh, I just thought of one.
that.
Thunder Blast. She could use another figure.
Yeah, maybe.
There's not a whole lot of Transformers that turn into robots or not robots, but into boats or trains.
Nautica needs more love.
Yes, she does.
Nautica needs much more love. That lady deserves everything in the world. I fucking love her.
Oh, I just thought of another one.
I kind of hope we get more IDW characters as well.
Please.
Can't think of her name offhand.
Like I know.
What hell's her name?
I know Mastermind Creations is doing IDW characters. Like they're doing Rung, and I'm going to get that
Strike
because I
Up.
love Rung. Oh yeah, Striker will be cool.
Obsidian.
Yes, I would love to see those guys. Well, that girl and him. Yeah, I guess really anything with Legacy would go because if it's anything with how they're gonna do or how they're doing the Power Rangers Lightning Collection, they could easily do something with that with Transformers. So they could take like a Transformer character from each series and whatnot and just slap it into the toy line and be like, here you go.
Did you hear about the Ninja Turtle Morph Rangers?
I did.
Thing?
Well,
I
actually,
did. I love that
TFA
idea.
told me that was.
I love that fucking idea
awesome.
so much. It's so great. That's so cool. I kind of want them, but I don't want to go.
You know,
down
what's
that
been
route.
funny is if instead of April O'Neil, they had Splinter be the pink morphed as the Pink Ranger. That would have been hilarious.
Isn't Tommy a foot soldier?
Yeah. And they have the Shredder morphed as the Green Ranger.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? They could have Splinter morphed as the White Ranger.
Wait, who?
Splinter, they could have him morphed as the White Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Oh, true.
But then again, what would they do with Casey Jones?
Sixth Ranger, I guess.
But Walter would be Sixth Ranger.
Okay, so Cyborg got disconnected for some reason. He can't get back in. I don't know why that is. That's weird. Let me see if I can do something with that.
We're nearing the 2-hour mark.
Damn it.
Eh.
Well, we're about to
Yeah.
end it anyway. We pretty much covered everything. I want to get Cyborg back in here, though. What the hell's going on? I'm back.
Will they come back?
Cyborg! I'm going to try to send him a link again, just in case.
That sounds like a buzzkill, but I'm tired.
I know.
Not everyone can be a night owl.
Hey, you made it this far. Shit, I didn't want him to just abruptly leave like that, but tech issues happened, and man, I don't like doing that. Well, what can you do? Let me see if we can. Okay, that's actually a lot better. I do. Wait, let me see. I do really want a Windblade figure, of course. I could go on eBay and find the Thrilling 30s Windblade, but I kind of want a new figure of her.
Hard shell. Voyager hard shell. That would be
no!
nice.
If anything, well, yeah. I mean, for Transformers Prime, yes. And if that's the case, we need more Insecticons from Transformers Prime because those Cyberverse ones, while they're good, are too small. So we need to finally have some of those guys proper. But who knows? Who knows what Legacy has in store? We'll probably hear about it during Hasbro PulseCon, hopefully. Because
And when is that?
I don't know. I have genuinely, I don't know. God, I want to get Cyborg back in here so bad. I just sent him a link. He just saw it. Hopefully things are working now. Cyborg! Cyborg! I want my boy. Come on. Please work. I'm not ending this live stream until he gets back in here.
How do you
Hold everyone hostage here until he joins back.
No.
God. Well, no, not really.
How do you put your Instagram icon on here?
You should be able to choose your avatar.
Yeah, you kind of
I
have
have
to.
no clue how to do that.
Well, thank you, technical issues, for causing one of my best friends to be robbed of the stream experience near the end. That's cool, but hey, whatever. Yeah, so we're going to wrap it up here. We're at the 2-hour mark. That's exactly what I wanted to aim for. So I think we're going to just go ahead and call it a wrap here. If you have any thoughts on Kingdom, any overall rankings or anything you want to share, please feel free to do so down in the comment section down below when this is posted. Thank you all very much for tuning in, hanging out with us. I hope you enjoyed Kingdom. I hope you enjoyed the War for Cybertron trilogy as much as I did, if more or less. I mean, I can't really speak for you guys, but hey, just be grateful we got it, regardless of how good or bad or it is. It's something that we get to watch, because the only good thing we got from cartoons last time was Transformers Prime, and you could argue Cyberverse. I will argue Cyberverse. I love it.
I will too.
I also, since I have to, because he can't do it himself, I want to thank Cyborg Raptor for joining as usual. My wonderful co-host. He helps keep things on track. I absolutely love that man to death. Please go follow him, and also please go follow his channel along with his other friend Michael. I think his name is Michael. Go check out Console Crabs. I will provide links and such in the description probably tomorrow morning or afternoon after I get some sleep and whatnot. But please go check him out. Also, stay tuned for more of his wonderful voice acting in future projects from possibly TFI, probably from other stop motion projects and whatnot. He's getting out there. I know he works with my good buddy MK Former W1N, and I'm pretty sure he works with Merit Movies as well. So please go check him out. Again, that's Cyborg Raptor. He's made a few videos on the channel here as part of Addicting Entertainment, which there's going to be an update on that in some point in the future. I'm just going to let you guys all know that right now. But again, please go check him out. That's Cyborg Raptor, and also go check out his gaming channel along with his friend, which is called Console Crabs. So yeah, let's go ahead and just sign out. Justin, you're our guest, so go ahead and start it off.
I'm
you have
just
anything you
Nick,
wanna-
also known as the King's Domain on Instagram. And let's see. Here it is. See ya.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
And then there were two. I'm going to
Yep.
put it in that perspective because I want to. Also, hey, Mikey Tron, how you doing, dude? Good to see you around, man. Hope you're doing well. Also, I just want to give a big shout out to all the people in the live chat who were chatting, hanging out with us. Sorry I didn't acknowledge everyone, but hey, glad you were all still here. So thank you all very much for your love and support. I'm glad that you guys could have some fun, enjoy this conversation with us. Again, if you have any comments about Kingdom, the War for Cybertron trilogy in general, or predictions for the future of the franchise, please once again let me know down in the comment section down below. Rebecca, my love, please feel free to go ahead and sign yourself out.
Okay, if y'all want to follow me over on Instagram, Babs, help me out. My brain's tired.
Your username?
Yes. The username is the same as on Instagram, just add like a little hyphen between Additress and 4891. Anyone who can figure out what that means, you rock.
Or just go to my Instagram and she'll be tagged there because I can't do a lot of what I do without her. So. And as usual, you know who I am, you know what I do, you know that I love Transformers, so I'll try to make this short. I have thus updated a few videos. I'm going to be hiding a lot of my old videos too, just because 2015 me. Blech. I was getting a question earlier in the chat about 3 different times. When is Treason and Tarn story? First off, if I receive any more comments about when future projects are coming out, they are going to be ignored and deleted. So please, and this goes for any content creator, please stop asking people when this is going to come out. I get you're hyped, I get you're excited, I get you're impatient, but you're going to have that patience, and you're going to have to keep that patience because we got lives, some of us anyway, and stuff just comes up and we just don't feel like working on stuff. I've been working on my studio / collection room / man cave for a while now. I've been dealing with a lot behind the scenes that I will probably share in a update video at some point later on. But this is kind of just something to tide you over for a bit. It's not great. It's not good. Probably. It might be to you. I don't know. I think this was a solid episode. So feel free to rewatch it and the rest of TFTC at your own leisure. If you don't want to, that's fine too. This is mainly for me because I just like sharing my thoughts on Transformers and such. But in terms of projects and everything, the next thing I'm going to be uploading is either going to be an update video and also the collection video when that's put up. There will not be any behind the scenes stuff. I am no longer going to be promoting my financial support stuff, such as the PayPal and the Patreon and the merch. Unfortunately, I am not able to make any money per my government paying because I officially have Social Security income now, and if I make any money, that counts as self-employment, so I can't do that now. So no links for those will be provided whatsoever. I'm sorry, that's all going to have to be put on pause. As far as everything else goes, I'm going to be in the next TFIA episode, so you can check that out on TFanpage 101's channel. That'll be coming out very, very soon. And I will be voicing in a series by my good buddy Crimson Raptors, and I'm also going to be in a panel from TF Reviewers on stop motion and customization. So 2 episodes, 2 streams. So you'll be seeing that very soon as well. I believe he said August 27th for one of them, if I remember correctly. I don't know. I can't really remember. Remember when I said this was going to be short? Anyway. Thank you all very much for tuning in, hanging out with me. As usual, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I'm glad that I can continue to transform your entertainment one video at a time. But as usual, my fellow TF addicts, until next time, please remember, stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, and of course, to get addicted, stay addicted, and TF addicts for life. This is TFA 1024, the TF addict, rolling out until all is fun. Bye, everyone.
Bye.